Hello and welcome back. My name is Rebecca, and after watching the trailer video for the new expansion pack yesterday, I was inspired. The world looks a lot like parts of Saskatchewan, which I traveled through when I was a child, and I decided I wanted to make a grain elevator to have as a lot that I could put into the new world. So I built it in Strangerville because this is the most similar world. Uh, and So I decided just to take this one house here. I'm gonna bulldoze it. Um, and Everyone thinks Saskatchewan's really flat, but not all of it is. So there are places like the Badlands that have a lot of rock formations, very similar to the ones that are shown in the trailer. So I decided that I didn't want to make it just a generic lot. I wanted to make it something a little bit more interesting. So I was looking through these and I found a national park, which is basically just a park, but it has less requirements than the regular park. And I didn't really want to have to put in like things like a chessboard or anything like that. So the requirements for this is just a grill, a trash can, and a picnic table. So for this, I'm actually using a real life grain elevator as reference. I just blurred out the name from the town on here, but this is what I'm planning on doing, and so I put the picture up here in the corner so you can see it while I'm building here. So I'm not doing all of the silos. I'm just going to build one silo. I more want the buildings, the kind of iconic buildings of the grain elevators. Tall, narrow buildings with that the roof line on there with uh, the like the narrow part there on top. I have no idea what's inside of a grain elevator. uh, my dad drives transport truck and has for quite a lot of my life actually. And I've been to a lot of grain elevators in Ontario, but I've never really been inside. But it's a lot of machinery, and I didn't really know if I could find anything, even in debug, to approximate what the machinery looks like. Um, so so I got the one building done here. So I was building the second one, and then I decided that the first building was maybe a little too long, so I made them a little bit shorter so they could be about the same size. And I thought 3 stories would be good because then I can get the roof on and still have space for the little section of like another floor up above. Um, and at first I was going to do a domed roof, kind of like the silos that I'm used to in Ontario, where I live. But the one in this picture here has more of a pointy roof, so I changed that later on. And you can see here I'm building the other floor, the top floor on here. And at first I made it really narrow, but I thought that was too narrow, so I just widened it out a little bit. And the roof doesn't really hang over the edge on this. So the picture is actually from Google Maps. So I was able to look at it from a couple different angles, and it looks like the roof is it just comes right to the edge of the building. So here's that other little part on this one, the little tower. And so that's basically the building. So here I am fixing the roof. I'm just putting just a pointed roof on here. And I wanted to do a metal roof. At first I picked the corrugated one from Eco Lifestyle and just shingles on the other part, but then and then I just have like wood paneling. That's not the right word. I don't know. Just a wooden walls here. But I wanted them to look a little bit run down. So I have one that looks like it has been painted recently and one that looks like it's a little bit older. And then I found this corrugated metal for the silo. So I think that looks a lot nicer. But I wanted to switch it around so it's facing the other way. There we go. So that I could look at it from the same view as what I had on the Google Maps. I couldn't quite get the same metal for the silo, but I think what I did get was not too bad. And then I was looking for some little windows to approximate the ones that are in there. I know one of them's actually a vent, but I just made it a window in here. And then I wanted to put a door on because I know they have doors on here. I'm sure there's a door on that building somewhere. I just don't know where it is because I can't see it in the picture. So I put it there. Um, and then I wanted to look for something that would make maybe look like the actual part of the grain elevator, like where the grain moves along um, from one building to another. And I thought there might have been some stuff from the werewolves pack, or from Batu, because it's very industrial. I'm not very good at looking through debug though, so there probably is stuff there that I just don't know where to find it. And I also was looking through Strangerville because they've got the oil. I forget what they're called, but the little oil rigs. Um, but no, I could find like buildings, but I couldn't really find anything close to what I wanted. So I like this piece, whatever it is, metal piece, but I couldn't quite get it to fit right. So I looked looking at a few other ones as well. But I just was having trouble figuring out what to do for this. I've looked at some of these railings from Eco Lifestyle. Nothing really was what I wanted. And but I did find some things from Eco Lifestyle that I liked. Like I found some train tracks, so I thought, well, I'll put these here. The one set looks like it's very like almost um, like old, beat up train tracks. The other one's like a little bit more, well, they're more straight. So I decided to put the straight ones on here. Since most grain elevators are actually on the railroad because they'd fill the railroad cars up with them. So then I was trying to find a railroad car, like a grain hopper. I couldn't find an actual grain hopper, but oh, and I also thought I might be able to use these railroad tracks as the machinery, but I couldn't find that. So I did end up using this metal piece. I figured out a way to make it go across from one building to the next. So there we go. So I was looking for something looking like a train first. I got the shipping container, but I didn't really like that one. And I did find some train cars, but like I said, I couldn't find the grain hopper. There's like a liquid one, and then there's the open one. So this one's a box car. It looks the closest to the grain hopper that I could find. And I just have it like sitting in front of the elevator, kind of like in my picture. So then I'm working on the rest of the requirements for this lot. So it is a type of park. So I put everything on here that I needed, and I thought, well, why not have these as abandoned grain elevators that aren't being used anymore, and I can do something with them. So now it doesn't actually say I need toilets on here, so I just put one on anyways. Because what's the point going to a lot if your sim can't, use the washroom? um, So inside this building, I thought, well, maybe they've repurposed it for something else. So I put a couple of the cupcake machines in here. And I thought, well, maybe they could be doing like some cooking classes in here. So I just, and just as a little aside here, I want to take this apart here and remove the floor because it would be quite open on the inside, I believe. So I just put like a little tiny wall here so I can remove the floor and then remove the floor on this one. So there we go. And concrete flooring on the bottom. There we go. So I just did all the rest of that with the other one as well, the other buildings. So I thought maybe they're doing cooking classes in here. So I decided to put some lights in here so it's bright enough to see. And move that over so they're kind of more even. There we go. And then let's put in like an industrial kitchen. So I get a refrigerator in here. I'm just trying to keep things kind of cheap, nice but cheap. So for the counters, I am using the cheapest counters. They kind of look like they're a little bit run down, which is kind of what I want here. Like it's like an older building. And then I would put some tables and chairs in, and I ended up using these eco lifestyle ones with the Formica top on them. I thought they looked like they would belong in something like this, like a something that's like a municipal type of a lot that they don't really want to spend a whole lot of money on it, so they use like the cheapest chairs and tables that they can find. uh, so there should be enough space in here for the Sims to move around and stuff. Now there isn't anything where you can actually take cooking classes in the game, at least not that I'm aware of. So it's just like pretend, but that's the what I was thinking of. So so yeah, so there's that building done. The other one is I don't have a door even going into it. It's just a shell of a building. Um, but I did put this up on the gallery, so if you decide to download it, you could put something else in here if you want to make it a more of a usable space. But it is mostly just kind of for decoration. Is why I built it. And I decided to put some like dead plants in the around the building. So these are like I think they're supposed to be rose bushes or brambles from the werewolf or not the werewolves from the vampire pack. And then I was looking for like some sort of like graffiti wall or like painted on wall. So I found something that looked kind of like a logo, like from a business or something like that. So I put that on in a couple of spots. There we go. There's one on each building. And then there was the only other ones I could think of that were like painting was there's a tag from somebody, like somebody's signature. So there's one from werewolves. They're all very wolfy though, but I did find one that, although there's a wolf on it, it does just look more like graffiti. And then I thought there was one from the high school years, uh, and like a mural of some sort. So I was having a hard time finding it though. But I did well, I also looked at the decals to see if there's anything there I liked, but not so much. But I did eventually find it. Wasn't really what I was looking for. The one from high school years. It's very bright, but I thought maybe somebody painted it on in the back of the building. And then I decided, well, why not get the building mural painting thing from City Living, where you can paint your own murals. Just put a little tree stump in there, dead tree for the birds. And where is this? It is in here. I know it's in here. It's the and I found the horseshoes. So I thought, yeah, horseshoes would be an appropriate thing to do here. Um, so I found there's the garbage and the sink from uh, the first stuff pack. I can't remember what it's called. And I put a woohoo bush over here beside the building too. Um, but anyways, I just put the matching outhouse and sink and garbage there. And there was the outline where you can paint your own things. I thought maybe I could do the garage door on here too, but I ended up not putting it on because I didn't really think it fit. And what else do we have on here? I put a guitar on and then like a busking station so that people could come and put on maybe like a little concert at the park or something like that. And not much left to put on here. It's kind of a small lot, so I put a swing set because why not? Put the grill closer to the tables, and then I put a little sales table so people could come over here and have a little sale. So there's just a reference picture with the finished building, and yeah, so I put this up on the gallery. So if you want to, you can download it and use it as decoration or park in your neighborhood. Um, I'm hoping that it will go well with the new world. I have no idea yet what the world's going to look like, so or if there's going to be small lots like this one. But it's more just inspired by the new world. So I did call this elevator park. I wanted to call it Green Elevator Park, but I didn't know if there'd be enough space for that, so I just made it shorter. And And I said it has one bathroom, which I guess technically it does. It's just a little outhouse here, but it is up for you to look at. And if you're looking for me on the gallery, my name is just Rebellica. Um, and yeah, so I'm just going to do a little quick tour here after I have this uploaded. But it does remind me very much of the grain elevators in Saskatchewan. So there's not really much to look at here. It's a pretty small lot, so there's some stuff outside. There's a washroom, and you come in here around the train car, and you can go inside the building. And then once you get inside, there's a little kitchen with a cupcake machine, some tables and chairs and counters. All right, so that's it. So thank you for watching. Click like, and if you're new here, you can click subscribe and the little bell for notification of more videos, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.